without Wi-Fi.
Hey, it's good evening. It's Friday. It's Foodie Friday here at Dudash Farms. So we had a little rough start there because we thought we had lost our connection to the internet, but I think we're good. So how are y'all doing? Happy Friday. We're excited because there are lots of good things going on. We actually have, this is the start of high school football. We know that Jeff City is having a football game tonight with Jeff County is having a game tonight with Sevier County. Is that right? So we wish we were there. We're not, but we're cheering on. Hey, Kathy Landecker is here. Hey. So tonight, Kathy and everyone else who's watching, we are making French dip with homemade rolls. Okay, so doesn't that sound delicious? So we're going to use one of our roasts. And hey, Judy Tipton, you're so cute. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. And we need to talk. You need to call me. So tonight, French dip with homemade rolls, and we need to start with the homemade rolls because they take a little bit of time. So let me show you what we've got going on here with our wonderful sous chef, Brian Dudash. So look at this, gang. So we have made, we actually cheated a little bit. We used our bread maker, but all the bread maker does is really just let the bread rise, right? So we have, we made the bread, put it in the bread maker. It sat in the bread maker for an hour and a half. So if you were going to make bread on your own, you would basically let it, you could put it in a bowl, cover it. What I do is cover it with a towel and then let it sit on my oven for an hour and a half and let it rise. So what we're doing, we've separated it out into 6 humongous rolls. So that we can put our French dip on these rolls. And then what Brian is doing is he is covering it with an egg wash because it, what ends up, what our end product will be is a beautiful, just beautiful brown, beautiful bun roll. So
I think the eggs came from Found the Pearl, right?
Yeah, so the eggs came from Found a Pearl Farm. So they will be at the Dudash Farmers Market tomorrow. Beautiful fresh eggs. Karen Hilton is watching, and Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, man, we are thinking about you. We want your arm to heal quickly, and we're praying that happens. So you just need to know that. So Brian is covering those with an egg wash, and we're going to put them in the oven. And we will bake these rolls for 15 minutes at 425. All right. So he'll get that going. Doesn't that look great? Yum. Yum, yum, yum. And the reason we like this particular bread with our, there you go, they're going in the oven. The reason we like this particular bread recipe is because it comes out, it's such a hearty bread, and when we finish our French dip, it's hearty and it soaks up all the juices from the meat, so it's just so good. So yes, we have our homemade bread in the oven, and let's see who else we got. We got Roberto Knight is watching. Brian Curran is watching. Hey Brian, it's so good to see you guys. I've got something funny going on with my, let's see here. Who else we got? Carolyn Norris. Hey, Miss Norris. It's so good to see you here. Let's see who else we got. Okay. So, as I was saying, we are making basically a French dip sandwich. You can call it a sandwich. What I end up doing is leaving it open face, but it's with some homemade rolls. And the reason we use our homemade rolls is because it's a hearty bread and it just soaks up all the juices. It is so good. So while our bread is cooking, we've got about 15 minutes, so let's talk about what we're using as the meat product for that. We are using a rump roast tonight for our French dip. And let's see, we've got some more people watching. We've got Tom, listen to this. Hi from the Virgin Islands. Okay, all of y'all in Tennessee and Georgia who are watching, we actually have one of our biggest supporters in the Virgin Islands. I just love you, Tom. Both of you Toms. Even Tropical Storm Laura can't stop us from watching What's for Dinner at Dudash Farms.
Love it.
I love it. You all are awesome. We just love you guys. Angie Vidito. Hi, Kim and Brian. Hey, Angie. We'll see you tomorrow morning. I love your earrings. Love the bling. Yeah, right. I know. I've got on my UT sweatshirt and my bling, right? So we got some little, I don't know. I think they're dogwood blooms going there. Yeah, gotta have my bling. I'm a girl. Okay. So we are using our rump roast, and you can really use any roast for this recipe. The reason we chose the rump roast is because it is, I mean, for most intents and purposes, it's a boneless roast. So it's just simple for what we're doing here. And so we put the boneless roast, the rump roast, in our crock pot at 8 o'clock this morning. And we added onions and French onion soup and a little bit of beef bouillon. And we have basically cooked that all day long. I mean, it's actually still in the crock pot cooking on low. So we've done this all day. And I think, Brian, you wanted to show the bouillon. I mean, it's not those little salt lick cubes that you see in the grocery store. It's really just, yeah. So it's like, I mean, it's almost like a paste. Yep. And so we put that in our crock pot with the roast and with onions. Yeah, it's ready. We're ready to take it out. So let's pull this beautiful, and it's so tender, gang, that it is falling apart. So he's pulling that out of the crock pot. Richard LeBlanc is watching. Hey, Richie. Can't wait to see Brian's smiling face. I know, we'll have to do that soon, Angie. So Brian's trying to fish out this gorgeous, that's it. So there's our meat. And then we're gonna pull out a little bit of this juice and some of the onions. And we're gonna put that in a separate container. And we will use that when we plate our wonderful French dip sandwiches. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, so I gotta show Angie your smiling face. There you go, Angie. Oh Lord, that was a little bit scary, Angie. I don't know. You asked for it though. Paul Russell is watching. Paul Russell, are you still at the beach? If you're still at the beach, I would be just like shocked that you're spending some of your vacation with us, but I hope you guys had a good time. I saw all your pictures and you look like you were having a blast. Kind of wish I was there, but you know. So what we did with our roast, we used the rump roast. We put it in the crock pot this morning at 8 a.m. We put some onions and some French onion soup and a little bit of beef bouillon in there with water to cover the roast. We've let it cook all day on low. We have, if you're just joining us, we put some homemade rolls in the oven. So what we did, we basically put the bread together, the ingredients together. We used our bread maker. We took the kind of cheater way out, but you could basically mix all of those ingredients together, put it on the stove, cover it in a bowl, cover it up, let it sit there for an hour and a half, and it will start to rise. They're gonna be wonderful. So we've got those in the oven. It's gonna take about 15 minutes. Let's see if there's something else. So we like to cook our buns, that's what we're gonna call them, or rolls, on a stone from Pampered Chef. I don't know if we should really like give Pampered Chef a lot of love, but we do like Pampered Chef products. So we've put it on a Pampered Chef stone, and we've put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 425 degrees. And we put a really healthy egg wash on those so they'll be beautiful and brown. Let's see. So let's talk about bread for a minute, y'all. So Brian and I, we started noticing how long we could keep a loaf of bread that we bought from the grocery store. You can keep a loaf of bread from the grocery store in your house without it getting moldy for over a month. So what does that tell you? That tells you that there are lots of preservatives and lots of chemicals in your bread to keep it from molding. So we made the decision several months ago that we were no longer gonna buy store-bought sandwich bread. We actually have started making our own bread because we are trying our best to make sure that we don't put things in our body that are processed. So that, that's one of the reasons why we have decided to make our homemade rolls for this particular thing. So let's talk about roasts. I told you that we're using a rump roast tonight, but I also wanted to tell you what kind of roast we have available. So not only do we have rump roast available, Angie says, by the way, Brian, that was scary. Yeah, it was pretty scary, wasn't it? Brian's smiling face was a little scary. All right, so rump roast. We also have an arm roast, and if you're not familiar with an arm roast, it is cut from the chuck roast, but it has one round bone in it, a really small round bone that has marrow. So if you cook that in the crock pot, then you actually get the marrow from the bone that gives the roast a really good flavor. So personally, it is absolutely one of my favorite. You will not find this cut in the supermarket or the grocery store, but it is an arm roast. And then we also have the sirloin tip roast. The sirloin tip roast is a boneless roast, and Brian and I have decided that we think that it is the most tender roast. Hello, Denise. It's good to see you in here. So it is one of the most tender. And then we have the chuck roast. The chuck roast, a lot of you have probably seen that in the supermarket or the grocery store. It does have a long bone included in that. And then the round roast, it is boneless, and it is probably the most lean roast that we have. And I don't know about you, but most of the time what I do, how I prepare a roast is, I'll fix it in a soup or a stew, or I'll make a roast and put potatoes and onions and carrots and all that. And I usually do all of that in my crock pot. But we've not done this before, but we have lots of customers who will smoke a roast on their smoker. So that is also an option that we wanted to throw out there and let you guys know, that you can smoke them and they turn out wonderful. Okay. I have a trivia question for you. I think my last week's trivia was a big hit, so we're going to give you another trivia question. So I wanted to ask you, how many stomachs does a cow have? Do you know? And I know you're probably going to go Google it, and that's okay. You can Google it, and you can tell me what you think. But how many stomachs does a cow have? Elizabeth Perky says, thank you for sharing. Love Dudash Fridays. Thank you, Elizabeth. We love you guys too. We love doing this. It's just a lot of fun. Just being able to share some ideas of foods to prepare. I know with everybody in quarantine and kids are at home, and it's so stressful and so overwhelming that it's hard to think about new ideas or different things to do. And so Brian and I just want to give you some simple things that you can do for you and your family that are really good, and you can do them quickly. And so thank you. We love spending the evening with you guys.
And Elizabeth just had a birthday.
And Elizabeth just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Brian pointed that out, so yay, happy birthday. Curtis Hilbin, two stomachs. Okay, and then Tom says 3 stomachs. You guys are getting close, but you're not quite there. All right, so I'm going to give you about, let's see, 30 more seconds. Anybody else have a guess? Elizabeth says, thank you, Brian. He says, you're very welcome. Jody Ingram, hi, Kim. Getting ready to enjoy my Dudash Farms T-bone. Yay! Jody, I hope you enjoy it. You'll have to send us pictures of the final product. We'd love, love, love to hear what you thought about it. Roberta Knight says 4. Ding, 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 ding. Roberta Knight gets the prize. We have to figure out a prize, Brian. Okay, yes.
Free pack of ground beef.
There you go. Roberta Knight, no kidding. 1 pound of ground beef is yours. We just need to work out the details. So you message me. You win 4 stomachs. Well, on a technicality. So here's what I learned. I know that too, that a cow, we've all heard, or well, if you know anything about cows, you hear that they have 4 stomachs. So I actually looked it up today, and they actually only have 1 stomach. However, the stomach has 4 compartments. So isn't that interesting? And they all work in a sequence. Roberta says, yay! That's right. So message me and we'll get this taken care of. So the stomach of a cow, that's right. We have 4 different compartments of a cow's stomach, and they are called, I'm even going to get really technical, the rumen, the reticulum, the omniscium, and the abdominasuum. Oh Lord, I really had this, but okay, here's the problem. So I have very little light, and number 2, I don't have my glasses on. So let's just leave it at the cow has 4 stomachs and Roberta won a pound of ground beef. Let's just leave it there. So yeah, I'm like getting desperate for things to talk about. Okay, so what's that? So let's talk about the market tomorrow. We have the Dandridge Farmers Market tomorrow. All of our vendors will be there. We will have the Sandy Ridge Vineyards. They'll have all of their beautiful produce, and they'll have eggs. So make sure you come out and see the girls with Sandy Ridge Vineyards. And Laura Wall and her beautiful, beautiful pastries, breads, her goat's milk soap. She will be there tomorrow. We also have Hill House Farms. They will be there with all of their yumminess, all of their beautiful produce. John Mueller will be there tomorrow. He's our wood maker. And we also have a new vendor. She's been with us just a couple of weeks. Her name is Ashley, and her business is Reclaimed Soul. And she sells candles of every scent that you can imagine. And even if she doesn't have it, but you can imagine it, she will make it. So come and see Ashley if you're looking for a gift. Of course, Dudash Farms will be there. We will have all of your beef and pork products, whatever you need. We will have just about everything. I think we're about 95% in terms of our inventory. Martin Farms will be there. Pete, Shirley, and Angie, they will be there with all of your produce. And we have Adam with chicken or the egg. He has whole, fresh, farm-raised chickens and eggs. We will also have House of Douglas. They also have lots of great pastries, lots of beautiful breads. One of their specialties is strewn bread, so you'll need to come out and see them. And I just have to say something. So last week, it was raining cats and dogs at the farmers market. And you guys came out and supported us 100%. There was not one change. I mean, the crowds that we had last week in that pouring rain were just as good as a day that there was no cloud in the sky. So we just want to thank you guys for coming out. A lot of you just hung out and spent time with us, and it was so much fun. So, we're going to be there, rain or shine, and we so appreciate you coming out and supporting us. It was wonderful. So, Brian, is there anything I'm leaving out about the farm?
I don't think so.
Guess what, gang? Our bread is ready, and we're ready to plate this up. So let me show you what we got. Let me see. Easy for you. All right, here we go. So check this out. Our bread is ready. Aren't those gorgeous? So beautiful and big and golden brown. So Brian is going to plate one of them up for us. And you can see here that he has shredded up our roast. And what he's going to do now
It's hot.
is, I'm sure it is, fresh out of the oven. He's opened up one of our buns here. He's going to take that roast and just place it on there. Like I said, I like mine open-faced. I think he likes his as a sandwich. It's whatever suits you. And then we're going to take, look at that. And then we're going to take some of the au jus that we had on.
I already poured it in there.
Oh, you already put it in there. We can also put a little more. So
Yep.
I'm going to put a little, oops, sorry about that, gang. Trying to do two things at once. So just pour a little bit of that au jus on the sandwich. Look at that. And there we go. Doesn't that look good? And I'm telling you, the buns are so fresh and chewy and oh, just wonderful. So that's what we're having for dinner. So there we go. So Brian, anything you want to say?
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow
And
at
let's
the
eat.
Dandridge Farmers Market. That's right. And we're going to eat, gang. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you next Friday. And we appreciate all of you. We'll see you soon. Bye.